I'm Scylla.
I'm Shannon.
And we're Normal Suburban Moms. So today is like the best day ever.
The best day ever.
Quite possibly. But before we get into it, a couple of things. First and foremost, we're not always right. And when we have some misinformation, we want to make sure we correct it and get you the right information as soon as we can. That's the case with our previous video on vaccinations. While we stand by like 99.9% of that video, there was one little fact in it that we did get wrong that we do want to correct. And that is, there is actually a vaccine that is given in infancy before the 18-month cocktail, as it were.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot that are given before the 18-month mark, but one that is given at birth.
Yes, that's what I meant. One that's given at birth, and because I clearly don't understand medical stuff the way my lovely wife does, babe, take it away.
Okay, so infants do get, routinely, the hepatitis B vaccine. And hepatitis B, it's like not this huge problem, right? Well, the thing is, it could be. But the thing is, older children and adults are, their immune systems are better equipped to fight it off. Infants have a very, I don't want to say weak, because it's not...
Underdeveloped?
Underdeveloped. There we go. Underdeveloped immune system. And that's actually one thing that breastfeeding helps, because the early milk, or pre-milk as some people call it, it's called colostrum. I'm like, breastfeeding, I breastfed, so I'm like, Anyway, the colostrum contains vitamins and a lot of antibodies. So that helps the infant to fight off some disease, bacteria, viruses, what have you. But it doesn't take care of everything. So while that immune system is still very new and very weak and just developing antibodies, it's important to vaccinate against hepatitis B, because babies can get it very easily and won't be able to fight that off.
So when Mandy from the Paula Morgan video was talking about her son with a weakened immune system not getting that vaccine, and why were the doctors wanting him to get it at birth,
That's why.
That's exactly why, because of a weakened, underdeveloped immune system.
Mm-hmm.
So while we were a little behind on our knowledge as far as what vaccines are given when, the fact of the matter is it was still very important, and scientifically she should have given her son the vaccine. And while I am not one to mommy shame, because I hate mommy shaming, we're talking about vaccines, which is something that's a whole nother level. And yes, if you don't get your kids vaccines and the doctor says it's safe for them to get vaccines, you're doing it wrong. Full stop.
Yeah, I mean, if your doctor says, hey, you really need to give them this vaccine at this time, then you need to do that. The doctor isn't going to give your baby anything that is not healthy for them and not safe for them. And there are very important reasons. Like, I guess, her children grew up just fine, even the ones that didn't get those vaccines when they were younger. And that's great. But I don't think that's a gamble that you should make with your child. But again, it's every mom's choice.
Unfortunately. Yes, I am for mandatory vaccines. But vaccines is not why we're here today, although I do want to say we're a week and a half out from our first dose. And we're still not mutants, and hey, Paula Morgan, we're still fine.
We haven't become zombies yet.
Not yet.
Yet.
And we haven't had anywhere government agencies appear to be tracking us. So I think we're okay.
Not yet. But you never know.
I mean, possibility.
The Illuminati and all.
So there are a lot of things I want to talk about, not necessarily in this video, Things have been insane in this country for the past few weeks.
Years.
Right. There's new conspiracy theories that are coming out that we're definitely going to be covering this week. There's the turn that the Proud Boys and QAnon have taken on Trump. Basically realizing, some of them taking just a turn away from him, some of them realizing they are in a cult and coming to terms with that. Hoping Telltale does a video on that because he's way more versed in the cult stuff than we are. But if he doesn't cover it soon, I might do a little research into it myself, because I think that's both tragic, fascinating, and funny all at the same time. But why we're really here today is because today it is January 20th, 2021, and two amazing things have happened, one considerably less important than the other. So let's start with the less important one.
Okay.
Onision's been demonetized.
What?
It took a crap documentary that smeared every YouTuber that put their blood, sweat, and tears into bringing him down. But YouTube finally demonetized him. And he claims he's leaving the platform. We'll see how long that lasts. But Onision finally got consequences, so that's a good day. I'm really angry about the documentary, especially when Blair and Jacqueline made it clear they wanted nothing to do with it, and a lot of Blair's clips were used in it. The victims were used in it after explicitly stating they didn't want to. The whole thing made me really sad because like a lot of people of our generation, I grew up idolizing Chris Hansen and his To Catch a Predator series on Dateline, and I too was hoping that he would bring justice when he started doing videos on Onision and Davi Vanity, who he just seems to have forgotten about, and I don't know if any justice will ever happen there.
But it turns out that he just wanted the same thing as Onision. Money.
And that's really the sad part of all that, is Chris Hansen ended up, other than, as far as we know, he wasn't grooming young girls or anything, but when it came right down to it, the motivation between Onision and Chris Hansen wasn't that far removed, which is ironic and sad all at the same time. But today is a happy day because Onision's been demonetized. We're still going to be keeping an eye on it. I know that we made that Moms Against Onision video, and true to my word, if he continues down a path that I feel is still predatory, I'll be watching. And exactly. And I've actually had some response about the idea of setting up Moms Against Onision group, and so we could get some traction there if it's necessary, I think.
Definitely.
So hopefully we've seen the end of Onision, but something tells me it's not going to be that easy.
No.
But we can hope.
A girl can dream.
And we can enjoy that a little bit of justice has been served. He's not getting paid for all of the crap videos he's done anymore. He's not able to demonetize other creators for using his clips when it's fair use. Your cat got her collar off.
No, I took it off. It was really, really loose. Sorry.
Farah has to wear a bell because she attacks the other cats. They have to know she's coming. She's a little ninja.
Yep. She's way too quiet.
So, anyway, that was the one good thing that happened today that's way, 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 way less important than the other amazing thing that happened today. And that is that we got a new president. Donald J. Trump is no longer the president of the United States. Let me break that down to the most important part. Donald J. Trump no longer has nuclear codes. And we are all safer. There is a sense of peace I have now knowing that we have President Biden.
Relief. It's sweet relief.
I've never been so happy in my life to have a Democrat as president. I never thought I'd say those words.
It'll be okay.
It was hard. I truly hope that the Republican Party takes time to reflect on how this happened and maybe go back to something resembling the Reagan Republicans, but
without that trickle-down crap.
Okay, trickle-down was a great idea in theory. Reagan's plan should have worked. He wasn't counting on corporate greed. But now we know trickle-down doesn't actually work.
No. Because people are greedy capitalists.
But that's for another video. Because I will defend Reagan. Like, best president of my lifetime. All of these Retrumplicans that were comparing Trump to President Reagan, they shouldn't even be mentioned in the same sentence.
I agree with that.
Anyway, I don't think we need to reflect on the horror that was the Trump presidency because we've all lived it. We've all been inundated with it. And honestly, I'm over it. I asked Shannon today, now that it's over, can we sit back and laugh about it? Because we don't have to be scared of it anymore. Because it was a joke. If it wasn't so dangerous, it was a circus. It was a sideshow.
I'll just say, it is nice to once again have a president that at least seems to care about America and Americans, and a president that can string coherent ideas together. And none of you in the comments need to talk about his little speech flubs, because guess what? Guy had a speech impediment. It's still underlying there. And I work with kids that have speech issues sometimes, and that'll just piss me off.
Yeah, don't go on her with anything that even halfway sort of relates to special education because...
Or a disability.
Yeah, or any disability, because she will go off.
Yeah, I'm not having that shit.
We also have a new press secretary that doesn't attack the press.
Oh my gosh, she was so amazing. She, fielded questions. If she didn't know, she said that she would get back to them. She didn't feed them lies that I know of.
Not obvious lies, anyway.
That I know of. And, some people ask questions, and she was like, look, we've had 7 hours in office. Give us time, and if she didn't know, she said she didn't know, that she would check and come back with an answer.
And she was nice.
She gave everyone a chance to ask questions. She didn't yell at them or kick them out. It was so refreshing. And I don't even know her name and I feel bad, but she's amazing. And she's a redhead and I love her. That's, shallow, but I like the redheads.
And we finally have a female vice president.
Yeah, what?
Well, I'm not sure yet how I fully feel about Kamala. I am reveling at least in the fact that we finally have a female vice president, and hopefully she is up for the task, because being the first, she's got to set the bar.
She has to set the bar. And, I think she will. That's my prediction. I think she's going to be amazing. And I know that there are people that don't like her and don't trust her, and that's okay. But whether you like her or not, her her taking office is historical.
It is, absolutely. It's wonderful. And there's been a lot of historic things coming out of the Biden presidency already. The first female vice president. By extension, the first second gentleman. Mm-hmm. We have the first black senator from Georgia that got sworn in today. The first Hispanic senator from California, if you can believe it. The first Jewish senator from Georgia.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So I know that kind of starts like a joke. I've seen it all over Twitter. A Hispanic, a black, and a Jew walk into a bar or walk into the Senate.
Well, it's all going to hell now. There goes the neighborhood.
Right? Heaven forbid that we get representation.
And you know what I think is amazing as a native Georgian? I am very, very proud of my home state that both of their senators are now Democratic and the whole state flipped for Biden. That's amazing.
In this particular instance, I will agree. Check with me again in 2 years.
Fair.
I struggle with the whole Democrats having the Senate and the presidency thing.
The absolute power!
Yeah.
Sorry, I love it. I'm like on cloud 9 right now.
I struggle with it a lot, but I also know we had to get rid of Trump and every element of Trumpism that we could. So I am happy about it. I'm just begrudgingly happy about it.
Yeah, no struggle bus over here. Like, we're good.
No, I'm going to give them all a chance, and we'll see what happens. I mean, honestly, Trump's presidency was going nowhere good, so we got to go up from here.
And going nowhere fast.
Yeah, so I don't want to reflect too much on Trump because honestly, I'm just over him. But I do want to point out that his crowd at his exit from Washington was not very well attended.
Yeah.
Even his own vice president, Pence, didn't show up. McConnell didn't show up. Like, really.
Oh, yeah, they were at the inauguration where they should have been.
Yeah. So, Trump left in disgrace, and that's what he deserved.
Absolutely.
So, that's really all I wanted to talk about today. It's a great day. Justice, a little bit of justice anyway, for Onision, or towards Onision, and a new president, and a little bit of justice towards Trump, him leaving in disgrace. Not nearly the justice he deserves. Hopefully the Senate will take care of that. But we'll see what happens there. Anyway, so yeah, pretty good day.
Pretty good day.
There are going to be some more videos this week. Like I said, there's so much to talk about. There's new conspiracy theories that are absolutely ridiculous that I can't help but cover. May go a little bit more into some of the Onision stuff, although I think a lot of the other YouTubers have covered it pretty well. In fact, I highly recommend checking out Jacqueline Glenn's 3-parter on... She reviewed each part of the Onision documentary, and honestly don't think anybody could have done it better. So check that out. If you want to know more about the specifics of Onision getting demonetized, Repsion did a video about that, so check that out. And then hopefully Telltale does something about the cults, because that cult is falling apart and we're starting to get culters' remorse. So there's a lot of good stuff happening right now.
When you said culture's remorse, I thought you were talking about Ann Coulter for a second. Oh.
That too.
Kara, don't mess with our camera. They talk back.
Right? Cats, I tell you. So, anyway, that's all we got for today. But make sure that you follow us on Twitter if you aren't already. I think I still need to update yours. That's not right, is it?
No, it's actually at Shanna283, not 216.
Okay, so at Shanna283, mine is correct. And of course, as always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Like, share, subscribe, ring the bell. But really, please subscribe. I want that subscriber count to go up.
Subscribe.
I would like to be monetized. We're not like Onision. We'll do better.
We promise.
No, but really, please subscribe and like and share so that we can continue to grow this channel, and we'll continue to bring you what we hope is great content. Until then, we will see you next time. Bye.